Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Motorsport 7 to take a look at everything new that's arrived as part of the recent Update 7 that released yesterday, bringing with it a new track and the final 3 car pass vehicles, amongst a few other things. Let's start though with what is actually a rather minuscule list of fixes, especially considering the number of issues the game still has. Here are all of the things fixed in Update 7. There's a stability issue in the design and paint screen, which I've never actually encountered, mostly because the livery editor is worse than it is in Horizon, and I somehow still can't import my liveries from that game because of an ongoing issue which Forza refuses to acknowledge is actually broken at all. There's new audio settings for PC users to allow them to use less CPU. Wow. The proximity arrows now angle themselves in a different way, which should in theory make them more accurate apparently. There is now a uniform and non-uniform scaling tool in the livery editor, which I'm pretty sure Forza Horizon has had for quite a long time now. There is apparently a fix to some shared tunes not appearing. I think if you shared too many of them, they kind of broke and didn't all appear, so that has apparently been fixed. And updates to numerous textures on the Le Mans full circuit. Apparently many and much of them were previously low quality or incorrect, so that should now be rectified. As with most of the updates, Update 7 comes with a brand new track. A couple of days ago, this image of Brands Hatch was used to advertise the Forza Monthly stream, and this track had been heavily rumoured beforehand as well, and it is now, unsurprisingly, here as part of Update 7 in Forza Motorsport. We of course have the Grand Prix and the Indy layouts of Brands Hatch. So I went for a few laps in the latest Lotus Formula 1 car, which came as part of the car pass in the previous update, which is what you're seeing in the background of much of today's video. The new featured tours look like this. We have the rulebook races in the first week with the Zack Speed Capri as the spotlight car. Then in the second week we have unlimited races with the Lola T163 as a spotlight car. In week 3 we have Grand Prix races with the Brabham BT24 as the spotlight car. In the fourth week we have the Jaguar XJR9 as the spotlight car in consumption races. And finally the reward car is the Renault Equipe Renault RS01 Renault. It's a new Renault if you complete all of those. Unfortunately though, all of the spotlight cars are already in the game, so the only new car here is that Renault prize vehicle. The new Open Tour events are all about cars from the 1960s, with E-Class, D-Class, C-Class and B-Class events, with the Brabham BT8 being the prize car for those, which again, like the Renault, is the only new vehicle here. And this is what featured multiplayer looks like over the coming weeks. We have the Formula 60s Spec Series between the 10th and 17th of April, the BMW M1 Pro Car Series between the 17th and the 24th, the GTP/C Series between April the 24th and May the 1st, the Vintage Le Mans Sports Car Series between the 1st and the 8th of May, and the Formula 70s Series between the 8th and the 15th of May. And for new Rivals events, we have the featured track event, of course, at Brands Hatch in the Lola Sonico T70. That's available for the whole series. Then we have the Sunset Showdown VIP event in the Porsche 962C. This is only available to people who have VIP, so essentially if you bought the Ultimate Edition or add-ons. And then we have 2 Spotlight Rivals events in 2 of the Spotlight cars, in the Ford Zack Speed Racing Capri Turbo at Watkins Glen Full Circuit, and in the Lola Special T163 at Spa-Francorchamps. And last but not least, the final 3 car pass cars arrive as part of Update 7. We'll be getting the Ginetta G55 GT4 on the 10th of April, the 1970 Matra Simca MS650 Tour de France on the 17th of April, and the Ligier Euro International JSP3 on the 24th of April. And then that's it. That is the end of Forza Motorsport's car pass. Still, nobody really knows what happened to the McMurtry Spieling. The only car from a car pass leak that was leaked a while ago that we never actually saw. Every other car on that list I think was correct and in the car pass, apart from the McMurtry, so kind of sad that never made it. I really hope it does eventually make its way into the game in one way or another though. And that is going to be all for today's video, taking a very first look at Update 7. And to be honest, when these updates roll out is the only real time I actually play this game now. So yeah, it's again a bit of a disappointing one, to be honest. The prize cars in the campaign are kind of cool, the classic Renault racing car, and of course the Brabham BT8, but it takes so long to work through not very interesting campaign events to unlock them that I probably still won't bother, which means the only new content I'm really getting out of this is Brands Hatch, of course, which I'm very glad to see in the game, and the final 3 Car Pass cars, which are all very cool, but you have to pay extra for those. So yeah, not the greatest update, but to be honest, like I say, I and probably many of you aren't really playing this game anymore. Do let me know, though, your thoughts on the state of Forza Motorsport at the moment, whether you are still playing it and what you think of Update 7. But for today's video, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.